You can do it, Toby. Toby is a steam tram. He looks very different from the other engines. He is square and his body is made of wood. Toby may not be as strong as the other engines, but he always tries his best. One day, Toby was delivering some milk. He puffed all around the island and up Gordon's Hill. Gordon's Hill was very steep. It was a long climb. Just then, Gordon arrived at the bottom of the hill. The express was very heavy, and Gordon had to wait for Edward to help. "Bother," huffed Gordon. Soon Edward puffed to the rescue. He buffered up behind the coaches. Edward pushed, and Gordon pulled. At last, the express train started to move. Toby finally reached the top of the hill when Gordon puffed after him. "Slow, coach," Gordon huffed. "I'm trying my hardest," said Toby. "Pah!" sniffed Gordon. "You're not even a proper engine." This made Toby feel very upset. That night, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Toby. "Edward is needed at the docks," Sir Topham Hatt said. "You are to work at Knapford Yard in his place." "But I'll never be able to do Edward's job," Toby cried. "He's a proper steam engine." "Nonsense," said Sir Topham Hatt. "You are one of my engines, and you must be useful." Toby was very worried. What if he wasn't useful? The next day, Toby arrived at Knapford Yard. There were a lot of freight cars that needed to be shunted. "I'll never be able to shunt all those," moaned Toby. "Don't worry," said Toby's driver. "You can do it, Toby." That made Toby feel much better. So Toby began his work. He shunted ballast cars for Thomas. And log cars for Wilbur. He even shunted fruit and vegetable cars for Ryan. "Maybe I can do it," puffed Toby. Just then, Gordon puffed past. Gordon was pulling the express with lots of coaches. Toby watched as Gordon puffed toward the hill. Gordon puffed with all his might. But once again, the express was too heavy. "Bother!" huffed Gordon. Gordon's driver telephoned the yard manager, and the yard manager came to see Toby. "You need to push Gordon to the top of the hill," he said. "Yes, sir," said Toby, but he was still very worried. When Gordon learned that Toby was going to help him, he was very cross. "Toby's only a steam tram," he muttered. "He will never be able to push me up the hill." Toby buffered up behind Gordon, and he pushed with all his might. Gordon didn't move. "Is that the best you can do?" he grumbled. "They should have sent a proper engine." Toby pushed harder and harder. "I can do it. I can do it," he said to himself. Suddenly, Gordon's wheels started to move. Toby kept pushing. His engine roared. His axles ached. But at last, Gordon reached the top of the hill. "I did it! I did it!" Toby cried. Gordon was impressed. Now his express would run on time. Toby was very tired, but was very proud. That night, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Toby. "Today you were a really useful engine indeed," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Thank you, sir," Toby chuffed. And even though Toby was a steam tram, he felt like a proper engine after all.
He's the cheeky one. James. His name had lots of fun.